There's always been just some sort of gravity here that just pulls me towards the Pacific Northwest.
I think that the Glendower Golf Complex here is like potentially the coolest we have in disc golf. It's just so epic and so fun, and I hope it comes down to the wire again because that makes it more fun to watch.
I definitely feel like I'm capable at attacking any course that the tour throws at me.
I'm very happy that we get to experience this entire property. This is like one of the most beautiful places you could ever play disc golf in. So it's cool that we get to experience the entire premises here.
For me, it all comes down to confidence. I feel like if I have confidence in my shots, then I probably shoot well.
I'm just happy to be out here. I'm happy to be back in Portland. I like it out here a lot, and I love the trees. There's also a really good energy and vibe on the course that I like, so I'm just happy to be here.
I think the very important thing is a mental. I have quite strong mental, and that mental transfer to my heart, transfer to my body, and I'm ready to fight.
I think last week gave me a lot of confidence that, I am healthy and I'm really getting back to where I want to be, and I feel like I can have a whole half of the season to pick up some wins and just play some great golf, and I think that's where I'm at right now.
Welcome back to Portland, Oregon. We're here at Glendower Golf and Tennis Facility for round 3 of the 2023 Portland Open presented by Latitude 64. This is Tournament Central. Brian Earhart joined here by Terry Miller. FPO about to go off on this moving day. Kristin Tattar, 6-stroke lead. No surprise there, but kind of a cool lead card we have today.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. And maybe one of the additional storylines that we're just taking for granted this weekend, the weather. Almost every single local that I've talked to has said, you guys do not understand how crazy this is that we're seeing this entire West Coast swing with gorgeous weather. Today, it's going to get about 6, maybe 10 degrees warmer than it's been the last 2 days, so it might get into that 70, 75 range. And we're also going to see the winds pick up. It's been just 1 to 3 miles per hour. We might see as much as 10 miles per hour, but still absolutely gorgeous out here.
Well, we'll see about the wind because this course, this East course, seems to be the one that all the players seem to prefer over the West course. There's a little bit more variety, a little bit more elevation that the players get to work with. If that wind picks up, though, it might mess up the game plan of a few of our players trying to lay down some of these rollers. But for Kristin, let's talk about her game plan. It doesn't seem like it ever changes.
No, she's obviously so incredibly consistent. In fact, I'd go as far as saying I don't think I've ever seen an intentional or unintentional roller from Kristin. So you know that she's going to just keep everything nice and smooth, compact, and just try to get from point A to point B as efficiently as possible, which is exactly what you were saying yesterday. A clean scorecard that she had yesterday, improving on her score from round number 1, and really importantly, separating herself from the field. Is there any stopping her?
If she's putting the way she's putting from circle 2, no. Absolutely not, because like we're watching right here, she's making everything, it seems, from shallow circle 2 or circle 1 putts obviously look fantastic like they always do, and especially when the wind picks up, this kind of flat, little bit nose-up spin putt that she has is perfect for really any wind condition except for maybe a steep tailwind, and she's showing that she is obviously not the greatest FPO putter of all time. I would probably give that to Owen Scoggins at this point, but she's got no weakness right now, and I think that's the big ticket item right here.
It's just been incredible to see. And then I think what is scary for the field is when she does convert from circle 2 and you see her raise that one fist and then run it in. That gives me chills just thinking about the World Championships back at the Country Club last year. That felt like that was the official kind of nail in the coffin in her championship run when she made that long one on the par 5. I think it was hole number 14. Just incredible what she's been doing, and so consistent, 100% in C1X for the entire weekend through 36 holes.
Well, we heard from Kristin after her round yesterday. Let's hear what she had to say.
Felt good, mostly because I didn't make any big mistakes. Yesterday, I think I had like 3 OB strokes. So today I tried to avoid OBs and just like if I don't get a birdie, I just stick with the par, and it worked. My approach will be the same. Just try to pick the safest shot out there that suits my game the best, and hopefully I can make the putts again, because I think that's the biggest like difference between scores. So yeah, I mean the approach will be the same.
Well, she has a 6-stroke lead going into this round, but she mentioned that she's feeling humbled and like a little kid almost, playing alongside someone like Juliana Korver, who also made it to the lead card today going into round 3. I think whenever Juliana is throwing the disc well, it is a very special thing to watch.
It is, especially someone like myself who came into the game during Juliana's dominance. And, of course, she was en route of her 5-time titles, her 5 world titles. And we saw her take a break for quite a few years. She stepped back. She's had some struggles with her putting, especially from short range, but that doesn't seem to be the issue. Did you say maybe there's something that she's doing to overcome that?
Yeah, I think she's very aware of what this is. She's called it the yips. She said she started to get it late in her career before she kind of transitioned to freestyle for a little bit and the rest of the disc sports that she's played. She's actually, she mentioned she's reading a book called The Phenomenon by Rick Ankiel, who is a pitcher in the major leagues, who also got the yips, who ended up interviewing a bunch of different athletes that had similar things happen, and kind of dives deeper into what the heck it even is, because we've noticed it with other players in the FPO and MPO divisions. It's very strange to watch it happen. She missed a very short putt yesterday on hole number 18, but I think it's just something that you have to acknowledge and do the best you can to learn about and work through it, and I think she's doing that. I mean, the putter for the most part yesterday was fantastic, and she really put on a show. She has some of the best angle control, nose and wing angle, that I've ever seen. So watching her throw off the elevation today is going to be great.
Yeah, and low line drives are the key to her game. I think that should suit her very well out here.
We heard from her after her round as well. Let's see what she had to say.
I like both courses quite a bit, and they're both gorgeous. And they both have the similar challenges with distance and around the big mature trees. And, you know, I just try to replicate what I did today. We'll see if that's possible. I had a pretty good line today. I really concentrated on playing my own game because I know I don't have the distance that the girls have that I'm playing with. So I tried to keep more inside myself as opposed to, I mean, inevitably you compare to other people, and I really tried not to do that today, and I think that helped me. If you would have asked me even, well, I didn't think I could get on the lead card at an event at this level, so it means a lot.
Joining Kristin and Juliana Korver is Sai Ananda on the other side of this commercial break. We're going to talk Sai.
Hey, I'm Johannes.
Hey, I'm Jonathan.
And today we're going to talk about how to aim.
You have some problems with the distance, the timing, and pretty much everything. This is kind of the ground or the beginning of the throw.
Here we go.
So we're going to throw some forehands.
Oh yeah.
Then you just stroke the board and then you push it in the basket.
You should never, ever throw your max on a golf course.
What?
Should have brought some snacks.
I got you.
Ah!
I got you. I got you. I got you.
Oh, Karen, do you know where hole 17 is?
I got you!
Is that a compass? Karen, why do you have this?
Ethan, just help me. We gotta get this set up.
Okay.
It's getting dark.
Welcome back to Tournament Central. Second place currently. Sai Ananda making a big splash this year on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, but she's been good for a very long time, Terry.
Yeah, and again, we're just seeing her jump on the Pro Tour in the last few months in what will be hopefully a full-time tour for her. She has 56 wins already to her name. She's only played 104 PDGA events, so I'm no mathematician there, but that's winning more than half of the events that she's played in. So she does know how to win. Now, of course, most of those have been regional, but we've even seen her take down events here on the silver event of the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and she's got all sorts of game. Break it down for us.
Well, the thing that I love when I watch her play, first you look at the backhand fundamentals. That's pretty much what it is. It's all fundamentals, Terry. It's very simple footwork, very simple upper body, and because of that and because of her very balanced body position, she can throw whatever line she wants to throw. She can shape the disc forward really well. She can throw big flex shots if she wants to. She doesn't throw a lot of forehands, so you kind of have to be versatile with the backhand to succeed. But then also you watch her when she's lining up this really clean spin putt that she has. She's paying very close attention to her posture, where her weight sits, and as a spin putter, with how many variables there are to screw up, the fact that she's rock solid in her foundation, that's why she's having so much success this year. And it's looked even better than it is in the past. I've watched her play for a long time. She has top 10 finishes at previous majors. So it's really awesome to see a player like her continue to improve.
Well, I also think back to a few of the putts that we've seen from her. She's very comfortable straddling out. We see the posture that you mentioned in that she has a very fluid, very nice looking spin putt, but she's not afraid if she needs to stretch out. Of course, some very big trees out here to deal with. She's not afraid to do so, and she more often than not will find success.
Well, what's interesting is you think we're on a traditional golf course, the greens are going to be wide open, but we'll see here at the East course, you have a lot of trick putts that you have to hit. We did catch up with Sai after her round yesterday as well. We'll listen.
Well, the overall result was I definitely can't be mad about, to hold position and to play a clean round out there. But internally, it definitely felt like I just made I didn't really make any physical errors, but I just made a few mental errors. I want to say like 3 more mental errors today than I felt like I made yesterday, so kept it clean, but just kind of did it a little differently. Challenge is that I've only seen the course once, so I played in 2021 when we were playing the West course both times, so I have more familiarity on the one we played the first 2 days. So tomorrow my game plan is to really stay engaged with each shot, check the wind on every hole. Like I said yesterday, I kind of have, plan A and a plan B as far as like my shot selection goes, so I'm just hoping to stay engaged and hopefully make some good choices out there.
Wrapping up this lead card today in the FPO division, we thought it was Paige Pierce, but due to a scoring error on UDisc, it's actually Ella Hansen, the local favorite, coming out here on this lead card, putting on a show. Talk to us about Ella.
Well, there's a couple of things I think about. First of all, I think about the rollers that we saw from Ella at this very course 2 years ago. I remember being in the booth and then watching her. It was a specific uphill shot that I don't even believe we play anymore, but watching her outdrive everyone. It wasn't even a question if she was going to outdrive people. It was a matter of how far past them she was going to get. It was just absolutely incredible. And then also I think back to what we just saw from Sai's scorecard comparing with Ella's. Complete opposite. Sai yesterday, 4 birdies, 0 bogeys. Ella Hansen had a 4 under, but she got there very differently. She had 4 bogeys out there with 8 birdies, so she doubled up on her. Again, some more quick math for you. She doubled up on her in terms of the birdie count, but she had 78% C1X putting compared to what we saw from Sai Ananda, 100% C1X putting.
Well, she obviously loves being up here in the Pacific Northwest. This is her home. She got to go throw the first pitch out at the Portland Pickles minor league baseball game. She has a lot of very fond memories and fond feelings of this place, and she always seems to get the loudest cheers from the crowd around here, rightfully so. It's just been awesome to watch her transition from being an elite ultimate player playing for Team USA a long time ago, now one of the best disc golfers on the planet in the FPO division. And I think it's going to be a great lead card. I think 4 differing play styles. We're going to get to watch a lot of different types of disc golf out there today. We're going to take a quick commercial break. On the other side, Corey Ellis, MPO leader. We'll talk the rest of the field.
This is Latitude 64. We handle the smallest of grains with the greatest of passion. Always trying to improve, trying to be better, out of curiosity, excitement, out of thrill, for the player, for the game. Because we want to make disc golf awesome for you.
What makes the Halal Guys so deliciously different? You might have heard of our famously long cart lines that NYC fans happily stand in. Today, with over 100 plus restaurants across the globe, we are your place to experience authentic American halal. Enjoy our delicious falafel, Euro sandwich, platters, and sides topped with our famously flavorful white and hot sauces. Order online today and taste how we make different so delicious. The Halal Guys, bringing something deliciously different to the table.
Welcome back to Tournament Central. Joined here by the PDGA's Hayden Henry yet again. Hayden, you soaked in a lot of disc golf action. You gave a lot of interviews yesterday. What were your overall takeaways?
Everyone's really looking forward to the weekend at the East Course. Just a lot of chatter about that. Just an incredible day in FPO. And like y'all have alluded to, I think the 4 different play styles we're about to see, the 4 different methodical approaches from those 4. I mean, this is a round to tune in. You might actually learn something if you pay close attention to how these players are going to attack this course. Kristin Tattar, Sai Ananda, what a joy to watch. Hansen, and then Juliana Korver, who took down her 10th PDGA major title last week at the Tim Selinsky.
Well, there's a lot of different majors outside of open majors that the PDGA has to put on and scale year after year to make it bigger and bigger. What are we doing right now for that?
Yeah, it's just bigger and bigger every year. Last week at the Selinsky, record payout, record field size. You can catch all that coverage on PDGA.com, the PDGA YouTube. In the next 6 weeks, it gets crazy. AM and Junior Worlds combined in Peoria, over 800 players are signed up for that. A few weeks after that, we're headed to Flagstaff, Arizona, 900 players for the Masters World. So going to be exciting stuff. We go straight from Flagstaff, Arizona to the European Open. Obviously, everyone looks forward to that major, and qualifying still going on this weekend. So that's something that these players are charging for right now.
No matter where you are in your disc golf journey, there is action for you. PDGA is going to help you out with that. Make sure to go to PDGA.com to get more information if you are just getting into the game competitively. There's so much for you out there. Let's jump to our MPO division. Let's look at some scores, and let's hear from a lot of the players here on this lead card.
Eastside, I think, is one of my favorite courses I play on tour. I'm really looking forward to playing that course. I think there will be some room for a lot of separation with people that are playing hot.
It's a course that I like much better. I think it's a fun course. I think it's a very scoreable course. So looking to shred, looking to shoot maybe, 8 to 11 down out there. So yeah, really excited to hit that course.
You just got to never give up. You just know that there's a lot of golf left to play, and we still have, we're only halfway through 36 more holes. So just keep playing.
I mean, that's the same course we played last year, minus the one change on 18. Really don't know how well or how hot it's going to score. I didn't get a chance to go out there and practice that one, but I did play it last year. I think people were definitely shooting hotter there than I think people were here this year. So I think you're going to have to score well, and we'll see what it comes down to the last 2 rounds.
There are 2 more rounds remaining, 1 more before the big cut going into the 4th round. Terry, you heard 8 through 11 under as a goal target for Isaac Robinson. Do you think that's accurate?
It seems as if it will be, and a lot of players, we're all the way back to the press conference a few days ago. We're talking about the scoreability out here on the course. There's a lot of excitement. I mentioned it at the top of the show, though. We're also going to see wind really for the first time today. It's going to get warmer as the day wears on, and it's also going to get windier. So that won't help our final few cards that are going off. So they're also the best players that are here, so we'll see how they handle it.
Well, I was mentioning, I followed a practice round with James Conrad, Kevin Jones, Nate Perkins, and they were all throwing a ton of these trick cut rollers out here on the course. And while they worked during the practice round, there wasn't a lot of wind. So when that does pick up, it might make players go to their secondary game plan and make them play the course a little bit differently. And I think some of the aggression might have to be toned down. We'll just have to see what direction we're blowing down some of these fairways.
Well, and almost as if it was on cue, I just felt one of the larger gusts of wind all weekend just a few moments ago as we were talking about it. I guess the question is, do you feel like it favors anyone here on our lead card specifically when it comes to those rollers? I don't feel like we see a lot of them out of, say, an Isaac Robinson, whereas maybe a Gossage or a Coriolis, I think, look a little more comfortable with them.
Gossage was laying down some serious rollers in practice. I followed him and Drew Gibson, who's also on the chase card. And Drew, while he doesn't play a lot of rollers at all in this course and just tries to play low and straight up the fairway, Gossage is throwing a ton of crazy, quick lay-down cut rollers. And if the wind picks up, I think someone like Calvin is going to have the advantage because he's probably not even thinking about that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do to attack. And as you mentioned, there is a cut line today, so we're just going to see the top 40% of our players move into tomorrow. What kind of pressure does that add if you're someone maybe near that cut line?
Well, if you're Nate Sexton, there's a lot of pressure. I think he's sitting in a tie for 81st right now. His long-standing cash streak is at risk, and we'll just have to see. I mean, he can pull off some pretty incredible stuff, but there's some pride on the line for sure.
Certainly. When he walked past me yesterday after his round, I didn't realize actually he was already done with his round. He walked past me and said, "I don't know, Terry. I think they built the course that's going to break it." So he definitely knows that he's got to do something special out here. Nate Sexton, an incredible player all these years, an incredible record. We're going to see if he can somehow pull it out and get in that cash line.
Well, you look at the cash line right here, all these big names of really fantastic players, just showing how deep the field is here in the MPO division. We're going to take a quick commercial break. On the other side, Paige Pierce hunting this lead card. We'll talk then.
Hey, Jonathan, catch.
Huh?
Jonathan, we're getting an anomalous critical failure on your suit. Could you please confirm status?
Sorry, man.
My name is Garrett Gerthy, and I'm the founder of Double G Craft Jerky.
I love the fact that it's resealable. I can just get a little bit, keep my energy levels up, but not eat like a half of a meal in the middle of my round.
My favorite bag is the smashed cracked pepper. That's my perfect salty snack.
This is my go-to, the Sexton Sweet and Spicy. If this bag gets open, there's no need for the seal, because I'm going to eat it all.
3, 2.
Welcome back. Paige Pierce topping off your chase card today in the FPO division. Paige shooting a 3 under par yesterday, and for the time being, UDisc had her as making the lead card, and it really shocked her. I think she was pretty disappointed in the way she was playing, and again, the bogey strokes are just keeping her back from having a great round.
Yeah, you look at her scorecard, and it's very similar to what we saw from Ella Hansen, in that she had a ton of birdies out there. I believe she had 7 birdies out there, but she also had those 3 bogey strokes, so that's what led her to the 4 under or the 3 under that she shot. Not exactly impressive, and also making 0 from C2. Of course, she had this throw in, which was beyond all circles. She was 0% from C2, and what did you say, just 43% from C1X?
Yeah, not a great day in the putting green, and you see her making this putt just outside C2. Her long putting was fantastic. The thing that I think I saw her bleed strokes with was her upshots. She threw a couple of upshots that put her to about 30-35 feet, and she couldn't capitalize. And I think just those basic up and downs, doing those really simple things right, were what kept her from kind of keeping up with Kristin and shooting something a little bit closer to that 9 under par we saw. But again, there's 2 rounds left in this tournament. Paige can absolutely catch fire and shoot double digits here on this East course. Again, I walked a practice round with her, and she looked very comfortable out here. We heard from Paige after her round yesterday. Let's take a listen.
I'm throwing some good shots, but also a lot of bad shots. So I feel happy to still be in the hunt. I know Kristin popped off today and shot 9 under, so I moved back from the lead a little bit, but I'm very, very happy that there's 2 more rounds and not just 1. So I know that I have a lot to improve on, so I'm hopeful and optimistic for the next 2 rounds. I'm excited to get over there. I do wish I had one more crack at this course because I just didn't play it up to what I was hoping for. But yeah, tomorrow I'm excited for the fresh holes and new start almost. Yeah, there's some great shots over there, so looking forward to it.
Missy Gannon also on this chase card, falling off the lead from yesterday. Not a stellar round, but still quite in the hunt for the rest of the field. Terry, what are your thoughts on Missy and how she fares this week?
Yeah, unfortunately, just a little bit flat yesterday, and her round looked very similar to what we saw from her in round number 1. I believe she had just 1 bogey and then sprinkled in a few of the birdies. Overall, just somewhat flat from Missy Gannon. I saw her just practicing a moment ago. It was great seeing her alternate. She'd go from putting at the regular side, the regular height basket, to the elevated basket with 2 different. She'd literally just rotate herself, putt to the regular basket, then putt to the elevated basket, and go back and forth. Interesting way to get herself warmed up. I'm sure her and Tom are all ready to go.
They always are. Probably the most prepared couple, player and caddy, that I think we've ever seen. And I'm sure Tom's got some secret snacks in the bag ready to rock and roll on this East course. One more break, final thoughts afterwards. We'll see you then.
Hey, can I get a flight tray? Sure.
Flight's ready.
This
is
the new
up to ice orbit. Look
at this
very nice thing.
King-a-ling.
Welcome back one last time. Let's look at this cut line again. Cut after round 3 going into the final round. Some very talented players just above and just below the line. Holland Hanley, Lisa Fakis, Ratana Meekum, Raven Klein just over the line. And look below the cut line how much talent there still is. It is a very challenging time to be a player here on the Disc Golf Pro Tour.
It certainly is. And in our FPO division, there's 48 competitors. They're going to have the top 24 plus ties will make it inside that cut line, as you guys were just looking at. See someone like Maria Oliva off to a very rough start here this morning. You'd have to think that her distance out here would certainly play to her advantage. But right now, she's going to have to turn things around if she's going to find herself inside that cut line.
And there's quite a few players in the very same position. 2 more rounds here on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. For Tournament Central, I'm Brian Earhart. He's Terry Miller. Get out there, Terry.